Discovery. We've got a full house of entertainment for you today. With me, as always, Jeffrey with a G, back from his tour. Where were you?
I was in Montreal, Jonathan.
Mount Royal.
Celebrating the Jewish New Year. Happy New Year to all.
Happy New Year. And it is, yeah. Happy Yom Kippur. We got everybody. Frankie Shinta, Janine Valentine, straight from the D Hotel and Casino on beautiful Fremont Street. We want you to bring your kids. Tonight's show's going to be all about relationships. Relationships with yourself, relationships with your spouse, your mate, your friends, your business people, all about relationships. So if you have any opinions, keep them to yourself. No. But first of all, tonight at sunset marks Yom Kippur, a time to reflect on the good and bad in our life, a chance to be inscribed into the book of life and make changes, to forgive our enemies and love our differences. The cards are dealt before us. Choose wisely. I wish that those that celebrate an easy and meaningful fast, for those that are fasting, may the year ahead be filled with joy, love, and peace. I want to thank Joy Rosen for those words, and Rabbi Yitz from Young Israel Temple for all of his prayers. So we've got that out of the way. Frankie Shinta and Janine Valentine, Catholics in the house. Like I am. Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. at the D Hotel and Casino. What's new?
Saturday through Wednesday?
I don't know.
You said and.
Saturday through.
Let's go.
Saturday and what's Saturday through
Wednesday?
Wednesday?
This is how relationships end, Jonathan. That's how you end.
Right, man.
We're going to be talking about immigration law. We're going to be talking about...
Man, you got the wrong guy in the studio. You're going to get shut. They're going to shut you down.
We're going to light it up tonight.
This is going to be fun.
First
First
of all, I've got to talk about the Packers last night. I had the Packers in the oven. We've got to do a little bit of sports. I don't know where your Buffalo Bills are, but it's a crazy season so far. Nobody knows how to pick anything. We've got Guy Shields in from Great Lakes. I had to have my sandwich before the sun went down.
My God, you were eating like you were going to the electric chair.
I'm in the electric chair.
It was that good, huh?
Oh, yeah, the Great Lakes ski. 152 kinds of hot dogs and sausages. So it's all about choices.
It's like being at a club downtown.
Even there's vegan and vegetarian sandwiches.
Wow, okay.
152 choices at clubs downtown where you can see people in thongs. Bring the kids.
Bring the kids.
You know what's funny is the only time you're going to hear a Bears fan get so excited about a Packers win is when you bet them in the over.
It hurt.
That's right.
It hurt me
you
so
were
much.
dancing around. Who are you kidding?
Tonight at the Smith Center, Alice Down the Rabbit Hole at the Smith Center for Performing Arts. It's the inaugural premiere of the ballet by the Las Vegas Contemporary Dance Theater. That's at 7:30 tonight if you're thinking of something else to do. Alan Parsons Project, Saturday night at the Smith Center. Hits include Games People Play, Wouldn't Want to Be Like You, both very relationship-driven kind of songs. And Philip Fortenberry, The Man at the Piano, Cabaret Jazz. That's on Sunday at 2:30 in the afternoon if you're not watching football. And Wicked returns to the Smith Center on Wednesday, the 8th of October. So lots going on, lots of choices. Jeffrey, what are your picks for the week?
Talking football, we're going to talk a little Major League Baseball playoffs.
You could get into that very briefly.
Dodgers are playing right now. They're up 6-2. There was a bench clearing brawl. O's came back to stun the Tigers today. They're up 2-0 in the series.
Are you kidding me? What, do you got a problem with that?
I tried getting the Tigers to win. KC, 2 overtime win, extra inning games in a row. They won the playing game, and they knocked out the Angels yesterday. Big story with the Royals.
Sounds good. Sounds beautiful.
Haven't been to the playoffs in 29 years.
Neither have I. I'm not allowed in those places. No public places.
Love October. Love the America's favorite pastime. Moving on to football. Lots going on this week. It's week 5. A lot of parity in the league. Only 2 unbeaten teams left. Cincinnati playing at New England this Sunday night. Big game in New England after the Patriots. My Patriots got absolutely destroyed on Monday night against Kansas City. The other unbeaten team, the Arizona Cardinals, who are actually 10-2 in their last 12 games overall. They're going into Denver this weekend for a huge matchup with Peyton Manning and the Broncos. They're 7.5-point underdogs.
That is it.
And my Buffalo Bills will be at Detroit.
We've got Rob Mitch on line 1 to talk a little bit about sports in his book. Rob, are you there? Rob Mitch.
Do I owe money?
Rob, are you there? No, Rob. Rob's gone.
Rob was here, now he's gone.
Rob's back. Rob, are you there? Rob, are you there?
Hold on. 1 second.
Rob's not there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Abel Baker Charlie. Rob. We don't have any Rob.
Whiskey Tango. Whiskey Tango.
My Bills will be at Detroit with Kyle Orton at the helm.
Right, because E.J. Manuel's benched. E.J. Manuel's benched.
Right.
And they may be catching the lines at the perfect time. Calvin Johnson has been hobbled by an ankle injury all week. He's less than 50-50 to play Sunday. You might have
Hey,
caught
sorry,
a
I
break
had
there.
to-
No, the
Like
Bills'
a hobble.
offensive line, secondary is great. Their defensive line is amazing. I mean, they really are. They got a great defense. We needed a quarterback, and I like E.J. Manuel as a person, but my God, he missed the mark so many times last week.
You have a young stud, a wide receiver too. The I can't think of his name right now. The kid out of
Rob Mitchell know his name. Rob, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, Jeffrey, who's the wide receiver you want?
who's his stud? Watson.
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins is a
Yeah.
young stud out of
Yeah.
Florida State.
South Carolina.
Or
Yeah.
Clemson.
Oh, Clemson. That's what it is.
Clemson.
Clemson. Yeah.
Rob, you got a book signing coming on this weekend?
Yeah, from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock tomorrow at the Barnes & Noble on Stephanie at Sunset in Henderson. I'll be signing copies of 11-7, my book about Ed O'Bannon and the 94-95 UCLA Bruins. But the beautiful thing about Ed O'Bannon is he is so linked to Las Vegas that it's just a rich story. His last 25 years has been impressive. He was going to be a UNLV running rebel and fell apart. He led UCLA to the national title. He winds up in Las Vegas about 12 years ago and ends up being the face of a mega lawsuit against the NCAA, which he won. And I detail all of that in 11-7. So I'll be down there tomorrow.
Barnes and Noble.
Yes.
Where at?
It's on
Stephanie and
at
Henderson.
Sunset.
Jeffrey's with a G. You got a question?
Mish, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, brother?
I was in here last week, but how did I make out the week before? Did I lose money to you?
I don't remember. I seem to have lost that paper.
All right, you guys can get on the
You
telephone.
know
So
what
that,
that means.
Rob, who's your quick
Who are we
picks?
taking this week, buddy?
Well, we can get to that. All I got to tell you, Jonathan, is I'm recusing myself from ever talking about
Packers?
British football, the
Yeah,
Green Bay
good.
Packers, or
Yeah.
the Raiders in the first half. So
Okay.
off we go.
Okay. Barnes and Noble tomorrow. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. Rob, appreciate you calling in, and we'll see you at Barnes and Noble tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see you back on the air next Friday. Thanks, buddy. Okay, Kimberly, Big Boss Applesauce. We're going to start with you on relationships with yourself. Let's talk about relationships. How you have to be right with yourself before you can be right with anybody else.
Me, myself, and I.
Yeah. So tell me about your path to self-discovery.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I just really, when I want to change the world around me, I change the world internally. Everything that makes a difference when I make a commitment, mind over matter. And I set commitments to myself, whether it be a New Year's resolution, staying on a diet. Unlike Jeffrey, who did a one-day cleanse, just in case Jamie's listening, did a one-day.
Yeah, I
it was
tried
a
it too, and I
3-day.
did it one day as well.
One day, come on, we got to work
I'm going
on
to
it.
be fasting until tomorrow. It's
Yeah, I
Sunday.
know. I'm doing vegan raw right now. so
I ate a
forget
sandwich.
about
A guy brought me
Yeah.
a great Linsky, so I snarfed it down in the parking lot, and Frankie caught me. Kimberly Miles is the founder of the payroll company, and we know how busy you are and how many tasks you're juggling to run your business. And their job is to take human resources and payroll functions off your plate so you can concentrate on doing the work that matters most, and that's catering to your clients and your clients' relationships and their customers and keeping your business profitable. Payroll company HR makes your human resources and payroll production of function seamless. Tell us about your company and how relationships. I mean, you're responsible for people getting millions of dollars every week and getting it on time.
payroll on time, every time. There's no excuses. The doctor will be late for delivering the baby. The judges are late for the trials, and there's no stories when it comes to the paycheck. So when I keep the commitments to myself, it's really easy to keep commitments to others. And so when you see the result that I've delivered over my time, whether it be starting a business 14 years ago, which will be 14 years, November 1st, I'm really excited. Paid over 28,000 people in 2013, delivering results at the end of the day, keeping commitments to one another, and really understanding empathetically where people are at and where they're going after this heavy recession that we're coming out of right now. Surviving it, number one. Number two, those who haven't and are circling back around to redefine themselves. There's people at level deeper, and it's a
So that's a lot to cover on the business side. And then with Miles to go in your foundation, we have G. Eric Miles that we just shot a segment for NBC the other day. Who's banging the drum slowly to get in touch with the rhythm in your life. So how do relationships on the personal side tie in with Kimberly on the business
Well,
side?
I think what she's saying, the basis of it is the same thing that works in any relationships. You have to be honest. The first relationship you have is the one with yourself. And you really have to be honest with yourself in order to be honest with other people in a relationship. You know what? I lied to myself for a long time in terms of who I thought it was. You know, and I was going along with the routine that my parents set up for me, and, you know, the ideas that they had for my life for the longest time, until I realized, you know, I'm here for a purpose. I'm here for something other than You know, getting some job for 30 years, having a family, and not doing anything to help change the world. But it comes down to changing myself first. I can't change the world. All I can do is change myself to be what I want to see in the world, and then it ripples out from there, and that's how the energy works.
So I invited my friend Frankie Shington and Janine Valentine in because they're people that work together on a daily basis and
Yep.
very close as entertainers.
We are.
How does your relationship? I mean, you know, like being a band is like being a family.
Well, it
Yeah,
is.
you're-
It really
you're-
is.
yeah,
There's
you're-
there's the love, there's the hate, there's the arguments.
Frankie's the brother I never wanted.
She's the
Seriously, then, for what's probably been a trillionth time that they can't leave
No,
the
no,
downstairs
it's a
door
love
wide
hate
open.
relationship. Like I love her.
Yeah, I'll send John an email when I leave.
We never hate each other, but we do argue. I mean, whether it's about a piece of material. No, we argue about anything. The band was too loud. The band wasn't loud enough. Right. Well,
Too hot in
she's,
here, too cold in here.
well, she's a singer, not a musician. So.
Whoa!
Wow. Look
You
at
should
that.
see
Why
it.
don't you just try being a man, Frankie?
I can tell you, we're
Let's find
streaming
something to
this
talk about.
on VegasNonstop.com. You can watch the madness on here if you're your computer. You can also send me a tweet at Jonathan Scott LV. You can go to miles2go.com.
Vegas.
We're going to take our first commercial break, and we're going to come back with family therapist Donna Wilburn, who's kind enough to still be holding it. I think.
I want Frankie.Vegas. Can I get Frankie?
We're right back after this commercial.
You can buy it for me.
Yeah.
You're listening to Vegas Nonstop with miles to go on our travels and our destination and on the voyage. We've got a full house, and on the line is family therapist Donna Wilburn. Donna, are you with us?
Great.
Donna, are you there?
I am here.
Well, thank you so much for holding. First of all, I don't know if you've been able to listen to the conversation and the madness so far. Have you?
I have. It's
You can
insane.
give me my private number.
You all need help.
Well, I know that we all need help. How can you help us?
Well, you guys were talking about relationships. Loved when they said you have to be honest with yourself to be healthy in a relationship. Healthy people have healthy relationships. Unhealthy people have unhealthy relationships. But it's not just being honest. You have to have skills. There are skills in relationships that a lot of people don't even know.
I agree. No, I agree with that. Kimberly and I did workshops for 7 years where we went through several different layers of clearing away all your self-limiting beliefs, all the things from your childhood that you hold on to so that you can be honest. But it comes back to actually being honest with yourself first, because you have to let go. You have to be willing to let go of everything. Everything you've ever.
And you know, starting with a clean slate, letting go of all that, being truly honest, that's when you can really learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Then you can go forward.
Yeah, I have a dual personality. There's at least two. So as I talk to myself and I, it gets better and better. I'm using the tools fair fight negotiation.
Maybe that's a woman thing, because I have several personalities.
Really, I've never noticed.
No one's asking you, Frank.
Really? She comes in as Janine and then walks off the stage as Satan.
All male musicians.
I'm sorry, I couldn't afford another female. Very
Can't
expensive.
afford me.
That's right.
It's
another
another
thing
time.
we
I don't
gotta
even
talk
say what that sounded like.
What do you guys really fight about?
But really, we don't. Well, we do, but it's usually about work. It's about whether we disagree on a song, or really sometimes it's the life.
We fight about politics. I'm like, shut up. I
Yeah.
can't do politics.
Yeah, Frankie's very political.
I
Very
don't-
political, but
I'm not though. I mean, I'm not right or left.
You just interrupted Janine. You see your head against the wall, Donna.
Oh, doctor, you need to see this, doctor. Hopefully you're streaming this.
My brother
You're
is
streaming this over the internet.
My brother's very right, but I'm just real. I'm not right or left. I'm real. And I think if it feels wrong, it's wrong. Like what's happening right now in the Middle East is wrong. We got to go there. Those guys got to be gone. We can't even argue with them anymore. You can't negotiate with these guys. Now, once they hold an American's head up, we got to go. See you later.
So
guys.
Donna, how would you address somebody that's that strongly political on their views?
Well, first of all, with guys, they don't usually argue politics, they rant.
Yes.
What did you say? I didn't
I
hear
love
you.
you,
So
Donna.
guys don't argue politics, they rant.
No, I'm not arguing. Here's the point. You need three. You don't need boots on the ground. I hate that phrase, first of all. Boots are just our men and women, by the way. I hate that phrase.
Yes.
What we need is 2 Sicilians and 3 cars. Yeah, the other
And
cars
it's you to
are all
sell them the
bodies.
cars.
That's
Play
all.
the music,
Vinny, you
cue
got to
the-
grow a beard. You got to go to the Middle East and take care of these guys.
Cue the Godfather music. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget, men are the head, but women are the neck. We turn the head.
Oh,
We're-
that's certain.
we're the
You
brain in the
absolutely
head.
do. That's
Yeah.
Oh, that
So-
would make you the medulla oblongata then.
So Donna, you deal with mostly family therapy and husbands and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends on the personal side. Do you do any counseling when it comes to business relationships?
Well, I have to say that's something that has come in. It's been a lot of managerial training. So why hire managers who do not know how to communicate? That is a big thing. So sometimes they do stuff like that.
Yeah, the
And
human, I acknowledge, human
Yeah,
resource, human capital. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of it can be though, even extended family, like adult families, like who still are arguing 40 years later. Everybody's like 50 years old or older, and they're still arguing. They still don't know how to talk to each other.
Donna, what do you think about when I deal with this? I go into companies that have less than 25 employees, and what's happening is they're hiring family members. And so the same problems that they have at home, which is this, it's amazing. They bring it right into the office space. There's no difference between business, personal, professional, same thing. What's your feedback from them?
Yeah, that's like when they take on 2 roles. And I just told like someone else, you can't be like the mom and the bank. You can't be the mom and the boss. You have to be really, really healthy as a whole family to even have that work. But it's that dual role, that power position. It's really, really challenging. We actually have that going on in my office. Heads up where we're at, where there's the mom and the son, and you know what, they've worked so hard to be healthy. That actually is working well. But earlier on, yeah, that causes some static, and then they bring it home.
Donna, I want to move it over to Frankie Shinto, who's worked with his family and the family dynamic on stage for 30 years or
well over 30 years. Working with my brother, he's my big brother. And then I was working with my sister forever until Chrissy couldn't be in the show anymore. But working with your family, you got to realize this. You don't have to like each other all the time. In which we don't. We don't like each other all the time, but we always love each other.
Right.
Because that is the foundation of our lives, is the link that my father and mother gave us life, and we're brothers, and you can't separate that no matter what you do. So we do fight. We bang heads, literally. I mean, Joe and I, not in a lot of years because we've grown up, but we've had some pretty good arguments that led into grabbing and
That led into Janine crying.
Janine's first night with us in Detroit.
Was it over the Jerry Lewis bit?
It might have been. No. But it was one night Joe and I just got in an argument where we actually grabbed each other's jackets. And poor Janine, was like her first gig with us almost 2 years ago. She was
Really?
like,
This is not fun.
and then when like 10 minutes later, me and Joe are drinking together, and she's still going, I can't believe you guys are made up. And I couldn't.
I'm gonna have to quit.
And she still. But it is. You work with family. You just got to know where everybody
It's
sits.
an interesting dynamic to witness, I have to say.
It is, but you see the love we have.
Oh yeah.
I'm going
lots
to bring it
of
right home. I mean, management, and I'm kind of privy to this because we're friends, wanted to change the name of your show from the Shintas to the Frankie Shinta Show.
Well, that was our hotel management.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, well, it was a struggle for me. I didn't want to do it.
I'm sure not.
I really, because I'm just one of the factions that make the Shintas what they are. But they thought, who now the entertainment director is no longer there, that decided to do that. They thought giving one name to the headliner was a great idea.
Yeah, Jersey Boys is actually changing to Jersey Boy.
Yes. And it's him and a lollipop.
Genius
And he quit the
idea.
show. He quit the show, by the way.
And just him along with Look at
Yeah, Jeff Lebo, we love you. God,
it.
New Jersey boy.
But there is nothing like
If you
what
go to New Jersey in New Jersey, is it a New Jersey or New Jersey, New Jersey?
I don't know. Gotta ask Snooki.
Oh.
Who would get in a hot tub with her? I'm sorry. Talk about relationships.
I've never watched any of their
I
shows.
just know because just I think of Jersey, I think of them. I think every Italian in New Jersey's got to be going, why New Jersey? Why are they from there?
Why her?
Why
Their
her?
best choice?
That was it. I know she's not.
All you need is love.
It's turned into a musical show here at Vegas nonstop with miles to go. And bring it back to music and the drum beat within. I think what we started on the segment that will air on the 17th on NBC on the morning news with the Wagners is it starts when you're in the womb and you hear the first sound that you hear. Gee, we'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday, and it's the first sound that you ever feel is the sound of your mother's pulse and heartbeat. And so that's what is your introduction to this world. And it's the first sound you ever feel, and it is why the drum resonates with everyone. I mean, every time you hear a drum beat, your foot starts tapping, your head starts bobbing, and it all starts with the pulse and the heart.
It is, man.
That's it.
The drummer in any show, any band is the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then every rhythm comes off this, and it could go.
Yeah, but you got to have that one.
Right.
Like it.
It starts here.
Happy at home.
Unless you're Latin, then it's on the two.
Yeah, and then it's this, then it's this.
Yep. And there's always that one word in their song.
Yeah.
Corazón, corazón.
But it's universal. It's universal.
Well, use the heart.
Corazón, one heart.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know, but it is true. That's one thing I do have is that heartbeat inside.
Right.
I mean, that's one thing we could agree on. I get on that stage every night, whether it's a full house, half house, or two drunks in the front row, and that's our audience.
That would be me.
That was you, Jonathan.
And me.
But that's how I perform. I live to do that. I think Janine does too. Some people don't. I see.
I'm
they
not
get
sure
up-
about her.
No.
Kidding.
I'm lucky I'm still living after working with the Shinta brothers.
The Frankie Shinta show.
Excuse me, the Frankie.
The Kunta. Kunta
Shinta.
Shinta. It's all about the
All
love.
about the
Talk
drum.
about loving yourself. Boy, when they take you off a billboard, you gotta have a little self-loving to get over that.
Whoa!
Yeah, but that was temporary.
Okay.
And G. Eric Miles will be at First Friday tonight for
That's
those
right.
that are in the
Yeah.
Arts District.
I have to run right from here down to California Street and Casino Center. Wow.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, really. From 8 to 9:30, I will be facilitating a drum circle there tonight. So I got to run right out.
And that's kind of a cool thing, right? A bunch of people
Yeah.
get together and they start with the heartbeat and you teach them how to.
I teach them
Move
just the
along.
basics, and then we just go for it. I let everybody do what they do, and it turns into the energy of the crowd. Whatever the energy of the crowd is that night, that's how the drum circle turns out. And I'm always excited because I love the energy of the crowd. So if you're downtown, anytime around 8 to 9:30, come by Casino Center Drive and California Street and just drum your heart out.
I can't wait to be part of the drum circle. Donna, are you still with us, Donna
I
Wilburn?
am.
All
I
right.
am.
Why don't you recap all this craziness? You're the voice of reason.
You need therapy.
We all need
Need
therapy.
over there.
Everybody in the room needs
Physical
therapy.
therapy.
Be honest with yourself, like they said, to have a healthy relationship, whether it's work, family, whatever. That's number one. To work on yourself and be honest with yourself. It is. That's number one first thing to do.
And admit when you make a mistake.
Right,
You don't make
yeah.
mistakes. Oh, that was a
Only if I
mistake.
made one.
Yeah. I wrote the one time I did
Donna, why don't you give out your website so if people are thinking about going to see a family therapist and they've got some real issues?
I'm at Heads Up Guidance and Wellness, and it's www.headsupguidanceandwellness.com.
Okay, thank you, family therapist
Or you
Donna
can just
Wilburn.
Google me, Donna Wilburn. That's all.
Is that a new app?
And
I heard of that Google app. I hear it's really good.
Something. It's going to be catchy. Catchy.
that's probably the best way to get me.
Okay, Donna Wilburn, family therapist. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you,
Thank
Donna.
you.
I have to plug my friend Guy here, Great Links Brewhouse and Grill on Craig and Jones. It's all about choices, and that's what we're talking about. Choices with over 152 possible hot dog and sausage combos, award-winning grilled burgers, sandwiches, and deep-fried pickles. Great Links Brewhouse has a wide selection of crafted beers, and if you love comfort food like I do, you go crazy for the Chicago Dog, Streets of New York Dog, Philly Killer Dog, Griller Dog, and their amazing kielbasa, and soon the Jonathan Scott Sandwich.
That's right. We're working on that Chicago-style stuffed burger.
10% military discount. Anybody in the military with an ID, 10% discount on combo deal. We're going to be back with Vegas nonstop after this break for the news, and all you need is love. Here on a Friday night in October, first Friday, and boy, sometimes I just love those musical cues. Clyde in the control room, getting a little distracted, but that's quite all right. We're glad you're with us, and joining us is 360 Insurance, and they want the opportunity to earn your trust in business. 360 Insurance executives grew up here in Las Vegas and are also licensed in Utah, Arizona, California. 360 Insurance will assess your insurance needs and fit you with the most suitable plan to get you to where you need to be to protect your business and your family. Visit them on the web at 360insurance.com or call the insurance guys, Jim or Chris, at 702-251-4000, 251-4000. Creating assets is your business and protecting them is their business. 360 Insurance. Welcome, guys. Once again, thanks for coming on a Friday night. Let's. Where are you guys at with relationships, business and personal? How do you? Because you got to kind of get to know people before you start getting into their business, right? You've got to get into the personal side.
Correct. Yeah, and it becomes a very intimate relationship very quickly. And because you're sharing personal information, you're giving personal bits and pieces of business, information about themselves. And so it does become very intimate very quick. No honeymoon.
No honeymoon. Well, have you insured any entertainers?
Yes.
Who? I want names.
Names.
No, I don't want names. Any family entertainers?
Yeah, me.
Since your insurance, Frankie Shinta.
That's it.
I imagine the liability insurance would be rather high, Janine.
Yes. I'm just working with my brother.
Yes, I have to have my own workman's comp.
Now, you think the new entertainment director will put the Jerry Lewis bit back in?
I don't.
I love the Jerry
Well,
Lewis.
you know what? We continually change the show, so you never know what'll happen.
As entertainers, do you need to take out liability insurance? You're covered under the
I do.
hotel.
I have liability insurance in case something happens to one of us.
Wouldn't that be like key man insurance that we were talking about last time, right?
Yes, very much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
an interesting kind of a
that's a
topic.
perfect example. Exactly.
What's the difference between a broker and a direct insurance writer?
Okay, well, it's a good question, and it's well, a direct writer is someone who's like, the gecko. We'll say the gecko.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
I
the
do.
Gecko.
He's here in town. He's a comic, and he was the original voice of the gecko. Sorry.
Yeah, so you have that. A lot of times you'll see these insurance companies on every corner, and just because on every corner doesn't mean they're the strongest. But that is similar to what a direct writer is. So like the Allstates, Farmers, State Farm, American Family, they can only write insurance from that company. That's it. Whereas a broker, on the other hand, has access to multiple carriers. So Hartford, not.
So you're aligned
So
with all of
progressive,
them.
yeah.
You could write business for you look for the best rate and the best policy for the
Exactly.
individual.
When someone gets the landscaping done, they get a bid, 3 or 4 bids. Why not come to us and get a bid? So you can save money. We have strong companies, A-rated companies that will stand behind you if you can.
Yeah. So again, a direct writer, the State Farm's Allstate, those companies would mention. However, the broker, we have the Progressive, we have Hartford, which has been around since Abraham Lincoln. We have Travelers, Safeco, Titan. We have all these different carriers. So again, going back to and tying it back into this relationship, is we can preserve that relationship. So let's say if a carrier raises rates on a client, what happens is we can go ahead and re-rate them out with another carrier. Now all th+ carriers are A+ rated carrier, and that's important to know, because what that means is they have billions of dollars in reserve to be able to pay claims in the event of something happening to their lives. And so just because they're not in every corner doesn't mean they're not strong. They just have a different way and a different approach of marketing, and they do that through brokers. And so that's why people can come to us for multiple options.
So you're out for your client. So whatever's best for your client, whether it's any one of your carriers. If I'm having trouble with that carrier, you go, you know what, Frank, I'm going to move you to these guys, because for your case, this is what's going to help you.
That is exactly right.
That's beautiful.
Auto, home, and life.
For auto, home, life, business. I mean, every insurance, any insurance that someone needs, we can do it. And bonds, too. So bonds, annuities, life, key man insurance, any kind of business.
So I need it. I need to talk to you. That's great.
360 insurance. Why 360 again?
All the way around, baby. Full circle.
That's
Full
right.
circle.
You're
all the way
covered.
around.
Complete.
I got you back.
So a company like Geico, I
Circle
always
of
think
trust.
that Geico was a circle of trust. It was always more expensive because you have to pay for their, that little lizard thing.
Well, they do. They are the top.
Auto.
Probably the top. Company as far as when it comes to advertising.
Yeah, they're
They have
big.
the largest.
Warren Buffett knows what he's doing.
That doesn't mean they're the best for me or
Right.
you or
Right.
any one of them. But they are big. But still, I love the fact that these guys can go out and find you what's best for you.
I think Frank and I should do your commercials.
Yeah.
I think that might be a really good idea.
Controversial. We talked about this a little bit last week. What's the most controversial topic as far as, is it workman's comp here in Nevada?
It is. It's probably the most misunderstood is workers' comp and who needs it and who doesn't. So, covering that, if the 1099 employee, everybody thinks, oh, well, they're 1099, I don't need to, insure them, and that's completely wrong, because that is, depending on what your operation is, the best thing to do would be to give us a call at, somewhere 251-4000 and ask for Jim or Chris, and we'll answer any questions that you have about insurance.
You
Any
guys
questions.
answer the phone?
We are always accessible.
That's
So
right.
it may be a
Yeah.
operator.
That's great. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's great. If you could actually talk to a
Yes.
person that, It gives you the number and says,
For all your insurance needs, call 360 Insurance.
That was Janine's radio voice. And that's what the radio people are supposed to talk like.
that's right.
And I do it when I read the topic.
That was almost news.
Yeah, that was like creating assets is your business and protecting them is ours. 360 Insurance looks out for your best interests, whether it's personal insurance, business insurance, or bonds. Pause.
Beautiful.
That's the radio voice.
Yes.
That's radio guy.
It's
I
a
like the
ting of
pause.
Maybe
beauty.
to come from the diaphragm a little bit more.
Well, we don't have to get
We'll
personal.
work on it.
Yeah.
Where it comes from is your business. Where it's going is ours.
You know, and one of the things, if I can mention, like Geico, you know, people know it as the lizard, and it's, you know, it's catchy. However, it's an element of that personal relationship that they do not have. You can't get that personal relationship. You call and you'll get anywhere.
If I call,
So
I
it's-
can't get the wizard on the phone.
Exactly.
Well, that's right. I think I said this last week that, you know, sometimes getting the referral from your neighbor's uncle,
Exactly.
sister, cousin isn't the best way to get your insurance, like anything else that, you know, is personal to you. And it should be with somebody that you trust that's going to get into the relationship with you and you're going to have a personal relationship. Because like now that I know you a little bit, I would feel better about talking to you because I know that you're going to know who I am at the other end of the phone.
Wait, you know what I just thought of while you're talking? You know, when you call State Farm now, whatever guy answers says,
Hello,
this is
Bob.
Jake. No, Jake from State Farm.
No, my agency name is really
Las
Jacob.
Vegas
It's Jake
Live.
from State Farm. I'm not kidding you.
Janine,
I'm not kidding
go
you.
sit in the car.
Sure. Look at you.
But isn't it fun? That's right, it was you.
She needs some help over here, girl
In
power.
all
Let's
seriousness.
go back to the 10.
Don't worry, Kimberly. I don't listen to men.
Hey, let me get you on the board here. I'll let John
I know
You're
better.
sexist. You're
I'm-
sexist.
I'm a
That's
witness.
Jake from
Female power.
Yeah, but I like
360 insurance.
360. I got to talk to them, man, for business and person.
Well, I think
And
you
the,
guys should
you know, the
agree on
body
that.
in the trunk. How do I get rid of it? I want insurance.
I noticed that you drive a Kia.
Yes.
A little
Because-
unusual for
Well, I also have a BMW,
Italian
but I
from
love
Buffalo.
my Kia. I really do. I
You
love
like the
my
way it
Kia
drives?
Sorento. You could fit 8 bodies in the back. Are you kidding me?
Jeffrey
Can't do
Willie
that
G
with a
drives a Kia
quad
too.
jet.
doesn't he?
Honda Accord.
Oh,
But I love my Kia. Honest to God, you take it for a ride, you come back. Oh, I love that Kia.
All right.
Kia's
I'm
a
gonna
great
get another
car.
one.
It's a great car.
I love my Sorento. Vire mare quando bello. I don't even know that song. Sorento. How does it go? Oh,
Take me
no,
back.
Sorento. Yeah, that's it.
It's
But
like
I do
that.
love my
It's like
Sorento.
that. It's something like that.
It's something like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's an Italian car.
Kia.
It's Korean Italian. Yeah, it's beautiful. That
Anya.
means it's under 5 feet tall.
Anyang. Anyang.
Anyanga Shinta.
Anyang Mashinta.
Yes,
Your next child.
yes.
So, what do you guys disagree about the most?
Life,
Kia.
everything.
Life in general.
No, it just, I mean, we could talk about anything. Sometimes it's a song. She'll come into the dressing room all bubbly. Oh, I heard that. Listen to this song. And I'll listen to it and I'm going, no.
I got a favorite new song.
What?
More bass, less treble.
Oh my God.
All
Oh my
about,
God.
all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, love that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass. Come on, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, about that bass. I'm bringing booty back.
I love that. That's my favorite song right now.
It is?
You're such a liar. You've never heard it before in your life.
I'll slap this.
Oh my
Oh, Shinta. honey.
Shinta.
No, listen, I just told her I thought it would be funny to put the show, but I also have a comedic piece that would go with it.
Okay, but do you remember when they were saying how to be true to yourself? It's okay.
Janine, Frankie. We're going to be true to listeners. We got it queued up. Clyde's got it going. We're going to take a short break.
Short
You're
break.
listening to Vegas
Hit it.
nonstop with miles to go. Stay right where you is.
Play it, baby.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass.
Hi, this is Greg from Jersey Electric.
You will see in time.
Jonathan Scott back on the air with Frankie
I said,
Shitka.
ask me a question. You
Kidding,
didn't
I
answer.
tell you no lies, and they got you covered. 360 Insurance has you covered.
That's right.
Clyde loves that
Circle of
song.
life, baby. 360 insurance.
And we've never figured out where that song came from, but one of these weeks we're going to figure out where I bet you. That was one of the Shintas. And on the phone from Monaco Law Group, we welcome Andy Drake, specialist on immigration law. Andy, are you with us?
Yes. Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm great, Andy. I don't know if you've been able to tune in and listen and catch any part of the show, but we're talking about relationships and how they relate to your particular business and your personal life. And of course, your topic is immigration law and foreign marriage. And I know that Frankie Shitka is going to have some opinion about that. It's a little briefing on your company and specifically the talking points about foreign marriage and how you get involved and what paperwork and identification and where people get started.
Sure. The Monaco Law Group is myself and Andy Driggs and my partner, Alexander Monaco. We practice immigration law, and Alex also does family and domestic relations law. But I concentrate, and she does also, on immigration law, and particularly either bringing fiancés over into the United States or a marriage green card petition and adjustment of status if the foreign spouse is already here in the United States.
Well, you know, with all the stuff that's going on overseas and certainly the unrest in the Middle East, I mean, do people get looked at any differently, do you think, depending on where they come from?
Yes, they're not supposed to, but I think that they do. I have Muslim clients who I believe were treated differently, but they shouldn't be. And that's one of the roles of the attorney is to identify problematic issues and plan out a strategy for success.
Well, you know, specifically we wanted to talk about people that want to get married and that have difficulty with getting a green card and what happens after they marry and how much of a part INS plays. I mean, do they come to your house? Do they come and check and see? I mean, we've seen movies on it, and you know, how exaggerated is that?
They do have an investigative arm. The INS is now called United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS.
United States what?
Citizenship and Immigration Services.
Citizenship and Immigration Services.
Right, that took the place of the INS. They do have an investigative arm. They can come and make a home visit, either openly or surreptitiously, if they believe that there's an issue regarding the validity of the marriage.
Well, and what's involved with the testing?
Oh, they'll be done in 10 minutes.
Moved to the States in 82 when I was 25. I got sworn in family home in Boston. Took the exam. Wasn't that bad?
No,
actually, it's about our government system, how it's made up, yeah, exactly. Judicial branch.
I don't know much about immigration law, but I know this. All of our grandparents, every one of them, came from another country. The only difference is when they came to America, they came through one point. They came through Ellis Island. Now, what I think in my heart is, I think anybody should be allowed to come to this country because America is the melting pot of the world. But I think there should be one or maybe two. One on the West Coast, where Alcatraz is, you know, that would be a perfect island for people to check in and then come to America. Check in at Ellis Island, come into America. We should have open arms. But anybody comes into this country illegally, if we went to any country, any one of us here today illegally, we'd be in jail. Any one of us.
Andy, I'm going to toss this to you.
I think it would be a great thing to. Oh, I can't hear him, so I don't know if he's talking. But I didn't finish my point. But no, that's my point. That was it. We should have two places to enter this country, and it should be legal, and we should have open arms for everybody.
And Frankie's going to be at both points, making sure they come in the right way.
That's right. Me and Vinny.
Well, certainly, we have a lot of important issues with regard to immigration, what to do with people who have come in illegally, largely because our job market demanded it. But it actually, to come legally, it is sometimes not possible for certain workers. What you mentioned before about the citizenship test, that is true when you're getting a citizenship. When you're getting a marriage green card, particularly that the questions asked on the application, there's no real test to become a lawful permanent resident. You just have to qualify under the different ways, whether it's through job-related or family-related petition. You need to qualify and then go through the process.
Well, the other part of it is the qualification, and when do people need a lawyer, and how complicated is it? When do you need an immigration lawyer?
Well, in truth, the immigration laws are among the most complicated laws we have. And only a reputable immigration attorney can look at all of the issues in your particular case and formulate the best strategy for success. There are many pitfalls that people do not understand. A lot of times it's not, it doesn't make common sense, the procedures and the requirements of the immigration laws, particularly when it comes to bringing someone either into the country to marry, or to marry someone who's already here and maybe in status or maybe out of status. There's a lot of different issues that impact that relationship and the chance that you're going to have success with your petition. So I believe that it's very important to have an immigration attorney on your side to advocate for you, both as part of the process and also at any interview that you might have at USCIS.
You're listening to Andy Driggs with the Monaco Law Group, and the website is LasVegasGreenCard.com, and it's certainly a hotbed topic right now is immigration. And you know, a lot of it has to do with spouses. What if the spouse is here legally, and the spouse is illegal, and they get married? How do you deal with something like that?
Well, there's one thing that's important. The primary important question that we ask is, how did that person come into the United States? Did they come in legally through a visa or another legal channel, or did they come in illegally, just cross the border? And the answer to the procedure that you need to take differs depending on the circumstance. If the person came in legally with a visa, even though they may have overstayed for how many years, it doesn't really matter. Those people can, after marrying a United States citizen, they may adjust their status and receive their green card after a local interview here in Las Vegas at the USCIS office. For those people who came in illegally, with certain exceptions, they need to go back to the country of origin. They have to go through an interview there, and if they have a certain amount of unlawful presence here in the United States, they need to obtain a waiver or sort of a pardon for the unlawful presence that they have here.
Well, I mean, it certainly Mexico is what comes to mind, and that's what we hear about the most is the illegals, and you see it all the time on TV and movies with people running across the border and entering the country illegally. How do you respond to Frankie's idea of Ellis Island on one side and
having 2 points of entry?
And 2 points of entry, and everybody welcome?
That wants to come in, as long as they come in legal.
Well, certainly the goal of any sort of reform system or any reform that's being proposed is to strengthen legal immigration. But that's not always as easy as it sounds. And there's a lot of people here who have entered the country illegally for whatever reason, and are needing to benefit from the processes that we can do for them in gaining their permanent residency. And permanent residency is not citizenship, but permanent residency is the first step to having legal status here in the United States. So I'm not sure that 2 points of entry is going to be effective in modern day America, but it certainly is a proper desire to have a good working immigration system and procedures that maximize the ability to secure our borders and to bring people here legally, either just to work as a non-immigrant or as immigrants in getting and securing a green card.
Well, it's certainly a hotbed topic, and in weeks to come, we're going to be talking about employment and employers issues, certainly in the hotels and restaurant industries here in Las Vegas. There's people that need some information, some valuable information on how to get their employees legal to stay out of trouble and stay clean with the feds. And again, it's Andy Driggs with the Monaco Law Group, and the website is lasvegasgreencard.com. Andy, appreciate your insight, and thanks for taking part of the conversation about relationships. We're going to talk to you soon next week. So everybody, we want to.
For having me.
Thanks, Andy. Again, that's Andy Driggs with Monaco Law Group and Las Vegas Green Card. Very serious topic. If you've got questions, reach out to Andy because he's a specialist in that topic. Frankie Shinta.
Yes.
Saturday through Wednesday at the D.
Yes. All you need is love.
He said, she said.
What time is the show?
8:30 show.
Yes.
8:30 show.
And it doesn't go on without Janine Valentine and Joe Shinta.
No sucking up.
The rest of the Shintas.
Hey, you're full of Shinta.
The full of always.
We're always full of shit.
How's Mama Shinta?
Mama's great, man. As long as she swears at me, I know she's okay.
Is she here or is she still in
No,
Buffalo?
she's here. We've moved her here. She's oiling up the Chippendales right now. Come on, Angela.
When are you cooking
Stay
dinner?
still.
When are you cooking dinner for me?
Yeah, where do we
Very
get
soon. Yeah, you
Sunday
got it.
gravy?
The Shintas at the D Hotel and Casino on Fremont Street. Thank you, Guy Shields from Great Lakes Brew and Grill.
Best wiener in town.
Jim and Chris, the
Insurance.
insurance guys, 360insurance.com. We'll see you guys next week. They got you covered. That's the
And the
song.
great Jonathan Scott.
Eat well and party hard, my friends. If you see me out there, please stop and say hello. Thank you for listening to Vegas Nonstop with miles to go. Eat well, party hard.
This is News Talk 720 KDWN, Las Vegas.
From the #1